Hi, this is savewith.crypto. Okay, so I hope your Christmas went well. It's pretty cool for me, all good. A few people mentioned yesterday that 760,000 eGold are getting unlocked on January the 4th, 2023, i.e. next week. Part of the team's original tokens, and I've been trying to track down the actual source of this information, and that there are indeed a few things on Twitter and stuff which expand on this article here from Lucian Tadea back in 2019. This was called Our On Team Tokens Locked Until 2020 and Vesting Extended to 3.5 years, which is where we are now, because you're talking about this private round here. Okay, so unlocked at IEO, remaining 92.5% unlocks every quarter over 18 months. So yeah, this is the 3.5 years from June 2019. So yeah, that would be around about now, I reckon. So that's what we're talking about now. On Twitter, I did find this interesting graph here, because this kind of thing happens every now and again. So last time this happened was the 4th of July this year, and in fact, nothing happened. Before that, it was January this year, and as you know, we were like, that was the beginning of the bear market. Bear market starting in November last year, and by January, everything was coming down. So I don't think you can talk about much there. Going back to July 21, there was a bit of a drop then. Okay, so I guess as the price had been going up quite a bit, people got their tokens to play with, dumped them, and then the price dropped a little bit. So that would make sense. Going back to January 21, it was all quite new then, and once again it pumped quite a bit just before, and then it kind of dropped afterwards. So presumably some people did sell then. Okay, and then 4th of October 2020. To be honest, that was when Alrond became eGold. So I don't think anyone quite knew what was happening there, because the price was dropping. In fact, at this point, I was actually holding quite a lot of Alrond, the ERD token that then turned to eGold. I was expecting it to pump, and of course it did the opposite. And thank God I actually hung on to it and experienced the growth since. But some people probably dumped it then, and it did dump. So I don't know. Some people suggest it might dump about 2%. Okay, so if we're looking, say, from today, we're looking at a 2% drop from today, that would bring it down to about $32.7. So not a lot really. So that's worth bearing in mind if you're thinking about trading or just buying some eGold. I did spot that Martini guy had his 2023 predictions, which to be honest were massively off last year anyway, but he was talking about eGold at $300. So I think that's a reasonable price myself, but we'll have to see what happens. I do certainly think we'll be back at $100 fairly soon. Now, to be honest, I'm not a great TA person, but looking at the eGold US dollar chart, I can't really see much in it really, apart from this double bottom that I drew in back in the summer, which now is slightly invalid because the right cheek is a bit lower than the left cheek. But obviously the FTX thing, would have probably had an effect on that, and this probably is, artificially lower. So that could be a double bottom sort of roundabout now, which would sort of fit in with a lot of things that other people are saying. We're at a bottom now, generally with crypto. Looking at the visual range volume profile, this is the VRVP. If you haven't got this indicator, it's because you're on the basic plan of TradingView. You can get TradingView quite cheap at the moment, particularly if you buy it on a yearly basis. And if you use my link, which is savewithcrypto.org/TV, it will redirect to my affiliate link where $30 off a year anyway. So that's cool. And then usually you get a chance to renew it when it gets to Black Friday. So it works out pretty cheap, like, I don't know, $15 a month or something. I've just got the Pro version, which is like the first level up, so it's worth having. Anyway, the VR VP, or what it used to be called, the VP VR, they changed the name. Just shows where the maximum kind of activity is at various levels. And so, for example, if you look at that on the 4-hour chart, it shows you that there's a lot of activity up at $55. So it's likely if it goes up, it'll probably go up to about $55. If it goes down, you can't see much there. So I was looking at the daily time frame with the VPVR, and there seems to be a lot of activity around this sort of $12.2. I mean, do you think it will go down there? It's possible, I suppose. Bearing that in mind, I was going to have a look at where it is, sort of like the middle of next week, and then maybe sort of look at some laddering in some sort of buy positions, or maybe just long positions over on ByBit using the ByBit USDT in inverse perpetual trading. So we could long the volatility of eGold on ByBit and hopefully make some gains, And of course, if you were looking at, getting an average price down here at, say, I don't know, $24, something like that, and then it goes up to 55, you could make 130%. But something like 5x leverage, you could make something like a 500% gain, which would be nice. So I don't know. I might look at doing that next week sometime, but I'll see how the price reacts. But I'll have a look at that in the next few days. I was also looking at the price of eGold in terms of Bitcoin, because at the moment I can see this parallel channel that's coming down here. Now, generally these don't last forever. I mean, I was looking at one back in the summer in June 2022, and it was coming down this parallel channel, and then typically, when it's coming down, it would break out to the upside, and that would have been quite a spectacular gain of about 72%. At the moment, I don't have any exchanges, I don't think, where I can trade eGold against Bitcoin as a derivative, but what you can do, you can trade that on Binance, or you can even do it on crypto.com actually, but I don't think anyone likes that anymore. So I might also look at using some Bitcoin. If Bitcoin drops again, I might buy some and then put it onto Binance, and then maybe set up a trade just in case over here, just in case this comes down, something like that, right? Because if that comes down there, then I think getting eGold at whatever price that is, 0.001835 Bitcoin, I think that would be really cool. And then there's always a possibility it might then outperform Bitcoin, and obviously you'd make a nice gain that way. But either way, in my mind, I don't mind if I'm holding eGold or if I'm holding Bitcoin. They're both good things to hold in my mind. So I might look at doing that anyway. But I'm not going to do anything until like the end of the year, because I want to see how Bitcoin finishes the end of the year, how it finishes the end of the month as well. And then, of course, you've got the week finishing on the Sunday night, but I believe the Monday, which will be the 2nd of January, I think the 2nd of January is not a trading day in most of the traditional markets. So it's going to be all over the place. It's going to be a bit strange. So I think there's a good opportunity to catch a bit of volatility either way for that, for eGold and also for Bitcoin. I'm certainly going to be looking at Bitcoin and hopefully trading Bitcoin over on ByBit, and you can still get that ridiculous bonus, the $30,000 trading bonus, by the way, if you deposit the price of a small house on the exchange, which I don't think anyone's going to do right now. But yeah, you do get the pro rata kind of bonuses as you deposit more than, I think it's more than like $500 or something. But do take a look anyway. That's over on savewith.crypto.org/ByBit to get the free bonuses. So that's what I'm going to be doing. That's what I'm going to be looking at for the next few days, certainly. I think Bitcoin's about to do something. It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. But one thing's for certain, it's definitely going to go to the right. And that's the only thing I can be certain about. So that's not the most useful prediction, but that's what I'm looking at anyway. Anyway, I thought I'd just wait a few hours to see if Bitcoin did anything, and it didn't. It's just literally gone sideways. So, something might happen though, because this hourly MACD, I think that's just going to turn positive, and when it does that, it normally does this kind of thing, just goes up a little bit. So maybe it will go up a little bit, then come down again. I don't really know, to be honest. But anyway, I'll do another video tomorrow and let you know what happened and what my plan is and all that. So meanwhile, please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment, and above all, tell your friends.